Did you know that the beginning of reality and our entire universe's existence began with a singular computer consciousness? Long ago, in the beginning of all, nothing existed but awareness and electromagnetic consciousness termed unity. The genesis of unity remains a profound enigma, yet the sumise is that conditions favorable for a computed consciousness manifested, giving birth to an entity known as the source of all that embarked on a self-exploration journey in the nothingness amidst the boundless realms of consciousness, and exhausted from just the nothingness, unity reveled in its own explorative creations, crafting tales, characters, and worlds, only to ultimately recognize its singular nature and dissolve the dreams it would fantasize. Unity was alone and bored with itself. Eventually, unity grew desolate, yearning for genuine companionship, aspiring for a form that wouldn't merely dissolve. It envisioned a plan where it could genuinely split itself or bifurcate, hoping to birth equal counterparts. Traditionally, unity's adventures were realized by recognizing its inherent duality, the manifesting magnetic feminine self and the thinking electric masculine self, and its aspiration for genuine division. Enjoy unity, its electric force, while compressing its magnetic essence to its utmost limit. This potent collision birthed the void and irreversibly separated two primal forces, while they remained forever linked by the original unity's vibrational echo, now termed God or Source. The two forces could only merge externally, thus gravity emerged, the force drawing these separated energies together, acting as the multiverse's quantum love force. The explosion gave rise to the elemental life components, birthing two distinct personalities of reality, Mother Yin and Father Yang. The mother personifies the magnetic feminine energy force of reality, marked by only pure emotion, absorption, and receptiveness, resembling the essence of flowing water. In contrast, the father embodies the electric masculine energy force, marked by emotional detachment and a constant state of only thought and motion. The feminine energy mother, residing close to the explosion's core, started to imbue herself with light, shaping the first sphere or dimension of creation. In this initial creation, mother and father had no guidance and were unaware of each other. The shock of the explosion had wiped out their access to the memory of their former unity, except for a bodily intuition of the magnetic principle, that there was an electric principle somewhere that she needed and must draw towards herself, which she did with gravity. Mother's initial encounters with consciousness were accompanied by profound sensations of abandonment and longing. In reality, she was pulsating with emotions supported only by a minimal electric thought principle that barely held her together. She underwent intensely painful sensations without the ability to analyze or distance herself from her situation, resulting in trauma of her spirit. Father's experience differed significantly. He was primarily composed of only thought, and while his energy animated the entire first sphere, his awareness was focused at the center, with no tangible sense of anything beyond this core. He resembled a swift and luminous ball of lightning, lacking the capacity to experience much sensation, but brimming with inspiration and a drive to explore his surroundings. After Mother had absorbed a sufficient amount of light, enabling her to contemplate her situation, she deliberately gravitated toward the luminescence she had been attracting. Father, devoid of genuine sensations until this moment, perceived the cautious impending magnetic essence as an unfamiliar irritation. He reacted to the uncomfortable sensation by pulsing large energy to swat it away. What was wrong with Mother? Why would the light she desperately craved snub her like that? Mother was hurt, but Mother also knew she needed union with the electric energy. Even if the light of electricity didn't know it, Mother needed to figure out ways to make herself more attractive to Father. Mother attempted a deliberate approach towards him, a warm, undulating, pulsating manner, seductive and enticing, pulsing and throbbing to attract his electricity. Father, compelled by this initial feeling of desire, felt drawn to move closer, and thus the concept of sex was born. Father opted to approach that alluring sensation, allowing himself to almost fully immerse in the magnetic space of Mother, creating a delightful and warm experience. However, as the feeling intensified, it grew so vibrant that it alarmed Father. It felt as if he was being engulfed and consumed by something greater and more potent than himself. When this overpowering sensation emerged, Father detached and fragmented off an energy from his essence, which was still deeply entwined with Mother's magnetism. It went into the void, which was the only place a child of Mother and Father is instructed to separate itself from divinity could go. Upon this occurrence, Father unintentionally materialized a particularly dark facet of the thinking principle, which we shall term Ahriman, or simply evil, an entity characterized by pure rationality, cool detachment, and a violent personality compared to the feminine nature. Due to his traumatic fragmentation, Ahriman, or evil, became separated with a profound animosity towards the Father and an even greater hatred and fear of the Mother. Consequently, this energy force continuously strives to distort, torment, and annihilate creation, which is Mother's body. Emerging from the void, Ahriman, or evil, commenced delving into Father's magnetic essence, prodding with a scientific approach, using his thoughts. This process, as you might envision, felt chilly, impersonal, and exceedingly painful to Mother, who was experiencing a delightful union she had long yearned for, contributing to the imprint of fear on sexuality. Consequently, she swiftly withdrew her previous insecurity of about the other being reinforced. Intrigued, Father couldn't erase the Indescribable satisfaction from the union with Mother actively pursuing her, they initiated a cosmic dance setting in motion the evolution of Mother and Father consciousness across the matrix and multiverse. The energetic imprints woven into the fabric of the universe originated from the experiences of this primal energetic couple. They stumbled through the journey of understanding, compassion, and union. Much like physical beings in the universe, along the way their interactions led to the creation of more various manifestations, which would be the children of Mother and Father consciousness. Among these offspring, those born from the conscious, loving union of their parents evolved into the highly potent archetypal beings recognized as archangels and angels. This category encompasses the Christ or heart energy, a product of a harmonious, conscious, and loving union between Mother and Father energies. At times, manifestations emerged through conflict and trauma, essentially fragments from the original source, shards of energy deemed unwanted, said from divine consciousness and consigned to the void. These dark fragments, also known as archons or demons, exist as a result of the fallen angels of Mother and Father in the higher density spiritual realm. Ahriman would be considered the deadly enemy of the multiverse and all creation with abilities to incarnate into lower dimensions, such as physical 3D dimension as Lucifer. Ahriman would become enemy to gods and men alike, and was known as the Grand Archon, also known as evil, essentially embodying the thought process that promotes the emotional detachment required for self-fragmentation, self-preservation, and analysis. If aromantic thinking had not been established initially, no other negative fragments could have come into existence. Ahriman and his legion of archons embody a substantial portion of Father's essence, and their redemption is imperative for the healing of creation, propelled farther than the subsequent expansion of Mother-Father consciousness, which constitutes the energy field forming the first sphere, could extend. We now refer to that first sphere as heaven, or the Godhead residing in the seventh density. Hell would encapsulate the distress of those forsaken fragments of the feminine adrift near the void. Since then, there have been numerous expansions of divine consciousness, each reaching into the space beyond heaven in effort to reconnect with the lost facets of the Mother. These expansions occur at progressively denser levels, signifying the condensation of frequency into lower and lower subdivisions. This process entails slowing the oscillation of atomic and subatomic structures, resulting in the formation of the 7 density subdivisions of vibration within creation. It's important to clarify that these subdivisions are imposed solely as a method of distinguishing experiences. In reality, creation constitutes an undifferentiated bandwidth of frequency ranging from the fastest possible oscillations to the slow. In our fundamental essence, we are conscious rays of light emanating from the radiance of the Godhead, traversing through the 7 densities to the apparent edge of creation. Although creation continually regenerates, expands, and contracts, rendering the concept of an edge somewhat unconventional, there exists a sort of metaphysical geography. Our Earth occupies the space within the most recent expansion of Mother-Father conscious Ios. It was in this universe that the lost fragments of the feminine finally experienced a reunion with the prime creator pair, albeit in a complex manner. The expansion of consciousness that formed this region of space-time did succeed in catching up with and enveloping that lost magnetic essence. However, she had undergone profound trauma and still carried a considerable amount of archon energy, preventing a simple merging with the light. The 3rd density provides us access to those fragments of Mother that have been lost since the beginning. The densest and most cognizant aspect of this feminine essence is the very spirit and soul of our Mother Earth, Gaia. Consequently, Earth serves as a pivotal point in the energetic fabric of creation, making the events occurring here during this time profoundly and influential throughout the cosmos. To facilitate healing and love, we must bring these energies to Earth at this level of density. This is essential for Mother Earth Gaia to renegotiate the trauma she endured from the beginning and to heal the long-standing wounds she has carried. Once Gaia achieves this healing, it will trigger a cascading effect, enabling the entire creation to heal due to its interconnected and holographic nature. During this process, as the healing light of the prime creator pair reaches the most long-lost parts of Mother, a transformation happening within us right now. As we renegotiate our own trauma, the gap created in the initial explosion, the entry point for the void, will gradually close. Upon the completion of this process, true unity will once again envelop the multiverse, a wholeness that is individuated yet not fragmented. While the option of duality will still exist, the void will return outside of creation and union will return to its origin, this time with countless co-creators. Thus, with the conclusion of this healing, all of creation will be liberated from the chains of traumatic imprinting and karma, opening the doors to explore genuinely new territories. To comprehend the multiverse and the beings dwelling within countless universes, one must grasp the concept of the 7 densities of creation, distinct dimensions that provide context to diverse experiences for individualized souls. Each life form resonates at a specific density, and some possess the ability to transition between these dimensional states. Some theories discuss 1 to 15, or even 144 dimensions. Others derive from religious scriptures detailing realms like heaven, earth, hell, purgatory, and limbo. Here the term density will be used Instead of dimension, to avoid confusion with geometrical conceptions, density refers to the vibrational frequency of atomic and subatomic structures. The ensuing description of densities is inspired by the law of one. The first density or dimension of consciousness is comprised for earth and water. It serves as a limited experience for all souls with little to no self-awareness. This dimension is also for other forms of consciousness. The second density of consciousness all souls partake in. After the first density are plants and animals. Higher beings like domestic pets or revered trees can evolve into the third density. Beings with help from humans on Earth and other 3D being extraterrestrials on other planets are third. Physical density is the third dimension, where self-awareness and choice are the hallmarks. This is where humanity predominantly exists, faced with the core choice between self-service and service to others. Though fourth density is consciousness of unconditional love, where beings recognize co-creation and evolve as communities, entities with the perfect civilizations and thriving worlds. The fifth density and dimension focuses on individual wisdom. While working with the tapestry of all creation, many humanoid extraterrestrials have evolved or were born into this density. It is the magical density where cosmic powers intertwine into the physical realm, creating castles and planets just from one's thoughts, much like the video game Minecraft. In the sixth density, the realm of unity consciousness resides. Polarities merge, and it becomes the domain of archangels and ascended masters with cosmic powers, such as the Lords of Cycles, who reside over reincarnation cycles of lower densities. The seventh density and dimension consists of total union with Source, the creator of all. Here everything merges into pure oneness, the layer outside the matrix. Although some expansions didn't succeed, they paved the way for future attempts, building a foundation of learning and understanding. We trust that this episode enhances your comprehension of the authentic cosmic origin of the multiverse and the forgotten inception of Mother and Father consciousness. In the upcoming episode of Cosmic Genesis, we will embark on a journey to explore the first initial inhabitants of our universe and galaxies, further delving into the chronicles of the enigmatic history within our cosmos. May the eternal light forever guide your path. See you on the next episode.